Your repurposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh. Did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters. How did you do that? I have the right tools for the job.
What's up, man? How are you? Sound check, sound okay? Okay, thank you.
A story once spoken is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end. The curious are the ones most courageous. The tree that endures has to bend. From stillness the mad mage is stirring. From countless voices the castle takes shape. Zagig will test the enduring. Those unlucky will never escape.
All right. No Anna tonight. She's traveling back from Game Hole. I'm supposed to have a mysterious Tim for the 2 hours, so. Bill, what's up, dude? What's up, Marshall? How are you? It'll be a fun discussion tonight. What's up? What's going on? Well, I remember. Well, remember, if you're out of the country, I'll do a lieu a Toller Game gift certificate, so you can still win. Hey, Chris. Chris, were you at Game Hole? I can't keep track of who went, who didn't, man. I'm just losing my mind. I'm like, okay. Good evening. Alien anti-hero. Thank you. Thank you very much.
POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared. I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter. POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared. I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
This could be some real old reminiscing tonight, which is I always love. What's up? What's up, Tony? How'd it go? Oh, cool. Nice. Vacation. That's cool. Very cool. What's up, Mike? Your team is amazing, man. Your football team. Cool. I may have to go to my second screen for the time being with no guests on, because it'll be like in reverb mode. Haha, I'll jinx it. That's funny. I thought we were going to lose when we missed that field goal. I know, McBoy, I know. My game was early. Classic D&D reprints tonight. Yep, get in. Be a rare kickoff where I'm solo. Unless Tim gets on within the next 3 minutes, but that's okay. He's ever mysterious. I think I can handle it. I'll go right to background screen. We'll do a cover up. Go here first, and then oh, that's interesting. It's blank as it is. Oh, that's because I went to the wrong one. Definitely, yeah. As you can see, That reverb. Oh, wait a minute. That's on the wrong screen. It was the right one, but it's on the wrong screen. That's what it is. Gotta go to desktop too. Sorry. Sorry. Well, okay. There we go. What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Tim's supposed to be on any minute. Anna is still traveling back from Gamehole Con, so right now I'm gonna be solo for a bit, which doesn't happen that often on the talk show, but that's all right. I got this. So hope you're all doing well. What's up, Patrick? Um, Patrick, if you haven't heard, it's an official Saturday morning early game coming up. What's the time? On November 1st. So good. All right. So tonight we're gonna chat about creating factions and orgs in your game, and that just means anything, a group of any kind, right? We're gonna reminisce a lot on this tonight with Tim when he gets on. I'm trying to think out the first time I remember of an actual organization or group in Greyhawk, and it's in this folio, right? 1980. Let's be honest. Before that, in '78, we're running Holmes Basic, and we're just running adventures. And then maybe we've gotten the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide before the folio came out, and any of the adventures that are out, we're just running them, right? We're not really delving into Greyhawk until the 1980 folio came out. And if we scroll to the back, here we go. Now, this isn't a show about knighthood, but this is a show about the orgs and this is the first place that captivated me on that I remember published source wise, was talking about the orders of knighthood and the royal and noble precedents and general honorifics. We had some questions arise during the Ask the Experts. What's up, John? Said Tim will be on shortly. About some of these titles and some of these terms, like what the hell's Palatinate from County of Ernst to Duchy of Ernst, and we all agreed it's just Gary Gygax using big words. Well, kind of the same thing happens here with knighthoods. And this is where it really started for me, the love of like, I'm going to create my own knighthood, right? So we got the Knights of the Shield, Knights of the Watch, Knights of the Heart are all detailed here. Knights of the Shield are detailed in the Shield lands. But it was just a tidbit. Also, you had all these noble titles, which I thought was so cool. And what you're called, your most worthy sir. Like, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I love that. What's up, Bill? Just waiting for the ever mysterious Tim to get on here. So we're going to do some reminiscing about like some of the original old organizations that we did back in the day, and some new ones, and some recent ones, and some fun ones, and some stupid ones, and But this is where I really felt my love early on for Greyhawk, is this book, and it was without its flaws. I talked about this multiple times, which in fact I talked about this on Saturday because a lot of my players on Saturday's game are brand new to Greyhawk, right? Like Bella, both Mark and Rachel from Marquee, Korg, Star. Rob knows his way around, but the others are still new, even if it's a year or two for a couple of them. But this book is not without its flaws. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll keep on looking up for Tim. Oh, thank you, Disorderly Dice. Thank you, Rory. Huh, there's no sound on that. Huh, that's weird. I didn't know you were on today. Did not make a sound on that. That is strange. Let me see if I redo it and a sound comes up. That was weird. Yeah, there it goes. That was strange. It's like, where's the sound? It was another Twitch glitch. Do we need more Twitch glitches? I've had enough of the Twitch glitches lately. Yeah, Roy, good to see you, man. Hope things are going well. So I know I'm off on a tangent. Another tangent story. Rory links me something this today on frickin' Instagram. And it is a picture of my nemesis in the world, Robert Wardall, holding a plaque that says Guinness Book of World Records longest campaign, D&D campaign. And I almost, this eyeball almost popped out of my other ear when I saw that. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. He's got a Guinness Book of World Records plaque. Now that's total bullshit. Unbelievable. Oh, it never ends. It never is going to end. It's crazy. So, yeah, that set me off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was a harmless link, right? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This guy, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna contact him and call him and say, I call bullshit now that I know he's got that. So, all right, yeah. I'm going to, Moose. I'm going to, and I'm not gonna challenge it for me. I'm gonna challenge it for someone else. Andrew Scott Perry's Warp. I'm not gonna challenge it for myself. 100%, because Warp's got me. It's the 50th anniversary at GaryCon this year, so I call major bullshit. Pat, I thank you. I thank you. I really do. That crossed the line. A Guinness Book of World Records plaque. You got to give me so ridiculous. They didn't do a lot of homework, obviously. All right, so notice this Principality Ulick. Now, this is getting into the orgs. This is going to tie into the very end of all the orgs we're talking about. I'm a kid. Talking about this yesterday during the game. It's 1980. I'm like 12. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy's name? Right? Because I look at the map and the Jewel River's running south, and there's this whole border with the Pomarge. There's not a single location on the map guarding that. And I'm like, this is stupid. Who, when they created the map. And then I'm looking here, His Serene Highness, the Prince of Ulick, Lord of the Peaks of Haven. Get it? Bill, Lord Peaks Haven. That's where it came from. Fighter Thief 912. Right? So I'm thinking to myself, why the hell is the Prince of Ulick a thief? Is he supposed to be some noble fighter or something? Uh-oh. Oh, he had to restart his computer. All right, I'm just letting him know. We're good. We're good. So I'm thinking to myself, he's probably an underhanded guy, politician type. So that led me to an entire tangent that goes on to this day. Thanks, Mike. No, the Ever Mysterious Tim's coming. Thanks for all your support and all the giveaways. 3 great giveaways went out yesterday during the game. Now, I haven't done one, like I said, I haven't done a solo like this since the early teens, 20s, 30s, where Anna was involved. So, did that hype it? Did that hype it? Close to a hype. I think that will. There we go. We got one giveaway. We get a certain level hype train. I'll double the giveaway on it, of course, like I always do. So I'm thinking to myself, the Prince is probably a bad guy, or at least underhanded, and that's how it came about. That, and remember, I've read all the Lord of the Rings books still back then, especially The Hobbit, and how Thorin acted, went crazy, right, with the gem, the Arkenstone, and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, thanks, Mandy, thanks, Michael. Thank you. It's good to see you, Mandy. I know you're on right now, too. I really appreciate it. Razko, that was really kind of you. And thanks for the support. It really helped. Man, that was an interesting fight on Saturday. We had a blast. Probably no game this weekend because I actually have my buddy Steve's son coming over and doing extra lighting in the basement so that we're going to have brighter light setups. Also programmable lights and stuff above the table. So, and he's probably doing that this Saturday. So probably won't have a Saturday game this week. We'll see. So the Prince of Ulick, he's probably an underhanded guy. So don't know his name, but we gave him a name. Dorak II. Found it, in course of our history, the guy had a son who got killed, warring with Pomarge. I kind of threw him off a little bit. We had a whole background. But that leads to present day, right? If you noticed that one of my two bandit groups that are Dwarven, Like I said, we'll talk about this a little later. As groups that are factions and orgs that we're using to this day. We have two bandit groups. Now, one used to function more in the Principality Ulick, and Bill, the Master Crafter, who's on now, will remember this. This is the Prince's Highwayman. He really made it bad, and I forget which one of your characters did this. The Prince's Highwayman, which is one of two bandit groups that have letters of marque from the Prince of Ulick, to like raid those that are not friends of the prince, right? Here, let me go back to the main screen and make sure. Yeah, let me see here. There's Tim, the ever mysterious. 1 second here. All right. All right. For some reason, you are not showing. Why is
I'm mysterious, Jay?
you are? Let me. Oh, I know why. The background thing. Hear this. Boom. Ta-da! Welcome. I'm talking about how the Prince of Ulick came about in our
He is
game.
such a jerk.
all because that original folio, which was let me go back to 13, had him as a fighter thief, right?
Yeah, conniving. He's probably more of the sort of swindler kind of thief rather than the actual
Exactly. Yeah.
swindler.
Yeah.
Good at figuring out Ponzi schemes.
Well, it could be he could be greedy, right? It could be that kind of.
Well, he's a dwarf, so yeah, he is
right.
greedy.
So everything we've done with the Order of Ulick to this point, I think, has made sense in that case. Now, when I see pictures in the Living Greyhawk book and Living Greyhawk Journal, and please, no one needs to give it two shits about my campaign, but him fighting beside Melv, protecting the Pomarge, Olenstad Korond, and this was written up in 2000, 2001. That's a long time. It's 20 years, 2 decades after what we've done. So
doesn't seem like that would be in his nature.
Exactly. But then again, came up in a different campaign. Someone made a decision somewhere, and that's how it worked. But I'm just tying this into where we'll go on orgs and factions and groups. And the first time I ever saw a published source organization was in this book, and that was the Knighthood.
Well, Jay, how mountainous is that area? Is it really overly mountainous?
The area of the Pomarge and the
No, where
Prince
that jerk lives. Yeah.
Well, they're hell dwarves. Remember, they're not mountain dwarves. Hold on 1 second.
So he's like a gully dwarf, basically.
Oh, Tim, you're funny.
He's like barely one step above a gully dwarf, so he's like the Neanderthal version of dwarves.
Oh my gosh! I knew Tim would be priceless in this discussion tonight. Just the two of us.
I'm trying to be sensitive to the issues. He's a loser.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how our campaign has come along all these years. It was just, but that's part of the fun of having your own campaign and having your own things happen outside. And thank you for the hype train, everyone. So here, look, it's all high hills here, right? There's really no mountains here. And as you can see, I want to show something to everyone. Here's the border, right? And this isn't the original Darlene map. This is Anna's map. What's up there, Enoch? This is the border between. Now that Thunderstrike didn't exist till later. Order of Ulick Post. Or that's a ruin. Order of Ulick Post. Same main headquarters. All no print stuff anywhere. Why would you leave the border like that? Look, completely open. Why would you do that?
Because you're a loser.
Exactly. So thanks, Dale. 64 months. Wow. But those were the days. We had so much fun back then. And like I said, the Knighthoods in here was where I started. It's the first note that I can recall on, and it was Shield, Watch, and the Heart were the three that I remember. So they were the first orgs that I can remember. How about you, Tim?
The first,
like a faction or org in a game, in a D&D game, like the first ones. I'm gonna tell you one of the first ones that, like, if we're and it could be anything. It could be a guild group, you know, a merchant coalition. It could be anything, right? A faction or an org, right? Or it could be an
Yeah,
adventuring group. We didn't name our adventuring groups back then, right?
right.
We just had them all grouped together, and whoever was playing was playing. So, yeah.
Early in playing, there was the Veiled Society.
Well, that's the one I was going to bring up, and that's
Yeah,
the I mean, my God, dude,
that
that's
was
the
the
one I
earliest.
remember. That is the one and I'm ready for it. See, I am ready. This was Zeb Cook's Veiled Society. Good one, man. You DM'd that. Yes, talk about it.
That was whenever you have a bunch of people who are operating with a decent amount of fieldcraft and they're hidden who they are, it creates a lot of mystery and makes you feel really vulnerable and nervous because you don't know who's in the group. You know,
Yeah.
people that you're roaming around the town with could be in it or not, and you don't know. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and there was not one or two, there's three in here. There's three different factions in the Veiled Society, which makes it. You all know I love three. I said that wrong. Three-way.
yeah, yeah.
I loved three-way
Well,
connection.
you don't want to make it just black one side and the other side. You want it to be. You don't want to create a problem to fix. You want to create a dilemma where no matter what you pick, there's a dilemma.
Yep, absolutely. So Rex Fells, you bring up the Circle of Eight, but remember there was a Citadel of Eight before that, right? There was the adventuring group, Citadel of Eight, before the Circle of Eight even came about.
I think the slavers were probably another one, but they're kind of like big and nebulous. They never feel that real.
Well, they may have to you when we were in the 80s when we were adventuring in Highport, right?
Well, that was more of a targeting the behind the scenes structure of them, I guess. It
Yeah,
was more like the Highport campaign was more like trying to get control and information control of all the information.
that's true. That's true.
And so
Yeah.
by then having control of all the information, he could help the forces of good with their actions.
Yeah.
Which I believe he's smart enough to do it. And I think once he got all three thieves guilds, I think that pretty much was it.
Yeah. So the first time I got into the Circle of Eight was Greyhawk Adventures, I think. But yeah. I'll use the Citadel of Eight version of them. Okay, later writers.
I think they never say for sure what Lareth the Beautiful is in, but there's a whole lot of missed opportunity in
I know.
all those uniforms, all the weapons, cloaks with an fiery eye on it, or burn. There's so much possibilities for something there that kind of gets spoiled. And I tried to get him the last time I ran that for my son. He tried to talk his way out,
Here,
like,
Rob.
"Hey, I'll give you all this treasure. I'll do this. Just let me go." And he almost convinced them, and they didn't go for it.
It's one of my greatest faux pas early on, not knowing as a DM. I wish I had I know. Oh, you could bring him back with wishes or whatever. No, I mean in the game, it's kind of hard to back.
He
Yeah,
was like a distant hopeful. He wasn't high enough to be brought back.
but he was so it was that it was like a charismatic character. He said it was in the book. It says he worships Loth, which I thought was just like really weird and cool. Um, and that's supposed to be him right here, obviously with that staff of striking,
Yeah.
right? And that plus
It
three
just
focus
there's a lot
base.
more that could have been developed that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were too young to do it.
right.
I actually have some plans for Hamlet.
Good. That's cool.
It'll be dubious for sure.
Now, if you guys have never caught this, let me go to GreyhawkCon 2025 and the Moat House redo that Anna colorized. You got to look really carefully. And take a look at that, right? And look way in that corner there. There's the banner of the eye, crumbled eye right over here. Yeah. Carson Drew, when he did that, I was like, oh, we got to put in a Ruins of the Eye banner somewhere. And there it is, just lying there in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that there's a whole missed opportunity for all the stored weapons. Those weapons are new. That's all new stuff hidden behind piles of trash in that one guard room.
He
You have to
shows
move the
up. He shows up in the 3 edition adventure Seeds of Evil as a 20th level lackey. How's that possible? See, this is where some of the stuff drives me nuts, and I don't want to bash anyone. Yeah, Joe Block
Yeah.
Runners have done great. They have a lot of different faction options, lots, and it's just. But then again, when this is one of the first adventures you ever run, you're playtesting yourself, right? When I'm a kid, we're running the Hamlet area, but we just don't know how to build a campaign, right? When you're 12, 13
Yeah.
years old,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it was pretty good when I ran it for when I was in college, but by then Hamlet was just kind of the initial launching, and then
mhm,
they went off and
yeah,
did the temple,
yeah.
and
There's opportunity. There's definitely opportunity if you're
yeah,
new and you're going to reboot or rerun. Yeah, you know, exactly. It's
he'd be a better bad guy in the Keep on the Borderlands, but living in the keep, you know,
you're right as a nemesis of some sort or as a spy or
as a
something.
but as a good guy, he'll seem good
Yeah,
without that high charisma.
right,
One of the drawbacks on him though is that he's not very smart.
right, right. He's got high wisdom and like standard
Yeah,
intelligence, right?
He's got 9 intelligence,
Yeah, yeah.
which is not
Big savage.
awesome.
So, Ever Mysterious Tim and I, we're going to talk creating factions in the words. We're going to reminisce a lot in the past, and we're going to talk about the things we're doing now. Because Tim's next game will be Saturday, November 1st in the morning. We'll finally get back to the city state,
The city state.
and so
Smoke on the water.
yes, that's just great. I'm not wearing my armor. I'm just wearing bracers.
Can you
Nope.
swim?
Yeah,
You better put on your little wing floaties.
yeah. She is not wearing armor in that adventure. Yeah, you merged them. That's interesting. Fire in the sky. Yeah. So Veiled Society was awesome. Another one. Let me see if I can bring this one up. Tim's going to have some scarring from this one that has an early. Or why is it not popping up? Oh, no wonder I'm in Greyhawk Con. That's my bad. That's my bad. This one's. I guarantee you, he's going to go. Assassin's not.
Oh, Gridley the First.
Yeah. Yep.
This is one of those things where Jay was unnecessarily mean to me for no apparent reason, just because he likes to be mean to people. If they violate his arbitrary rules, like the red shirt, bringing a servant, he kills them. Bringing an animal, kills them. Go off, separate the party, kills them.
It's great cover, and yeah, Gridley went off on his own and then got assassinated.
Well,
So
Gridley was working the system, being detective like, and I thought he was, he was doing a pretty good job at trying to like link up with these fellas. And why'd they kill him?
I don't remember it. It's so long ago.
I think it's because, this guy's by himself. We're killing him, even though, I could have been handy. I could have been useful.
Sure, but it was a different time.
Yeah, but he definitely died and got thrown in the river.
A lot more of my bad guys, even if they get killed, their body disappears. Like what happened Saturday. She got killed, the half elf drow. It was basically a Marquesa like person, creating all these golems, and she had a contingency on. Never waste a contingency spell, right, Tim?
That's right.
Exactly. Assassin's Guild. My first true Assassin's Guild is this event. Is this adventure? All right. So Tim, do you use the Viridians? That was Dale asked you that question in City State or Wilderlands.
Do I use the what?
Viridians.
Like the green people?
Is that yeah? They're off, right? Yeah.
They're far, far, far away. They're not an issue. Although there are some exotic people that are green in different colors
Okay.
in the harem of the
Yes.
headmaster of the, slave masters guild.
In the
He's got
city
the
state. Yeah.
in the city state. He's got some exotics, but they don't really I haven't really
Hmm.
run into those guys.
Essence of Evil Venture. He's a Templar of Tharisden. Oh God, it already burns room heart when I read this. Only says he avoided death many times. Yeah. Well, that's the problem with certain adventures. I mean, look, and I hate to bring it up, but look what they did with Return to Temple of Elemental Evil. I mean, just my God, you know, most people are gonna. It's all about the good guys winning, and
I
that.
don't want to look at the.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want to look at that.
yeah. We're not looking at it. We're not. So, a lot of we had the Order of Yule going back to 1980, right? That I had it in Tim and Walt, the first ones that had PCs in it, going back. So we're talking about I'm 12, 13 years old. Tim's in 8th grade. I'm a freshman. Walt's a sophomore in high school. That's how long ago we're talking about with this, and it's been going on ever since.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. And let's be honest, our first generation of characters were Monty Hall characters on both sides. You know, Skeeve's still around. Right?
Well, yeah, he was grown. Yeah, he was created high level already.
Right. Right.
He wasn't a real one. Leuven was
Well,
created.
Leuven's still around, and Leuven's still fine.
Right.
So is
Right.
Fensick.
Does he count as Monty Hall?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Like Lord
talking
Floormund,
Floorman,
Lord of
Skeeve, Pete Moss,
Yeah.
Jay the Great, all those.
Yeah.
All those. Where we named them after ourselves, all those guys. That's the first generation I don't really talk about anymore. Yeah. So people
Good
don't know who
side.
that's true. People don't know who Monty Hall is anymore. That's true. But people in the world of D&D do because of the terminology.
Monty Hall, you just say the Santa Claus version.
Yeah. Yeah. Moose, we had a lot of characters die in the early days, but a lot of them were henchmen. Because back in the day, once again, we're talking about 12-year-old kid here. You were allowed to pick out of the rogues gallery a certain number of NPCs, except the one with all 18s in every category, right? And you were allowed to hire them, and they were allowed to go on adventures with you. So those were the day. Yeah.
I usually put in an NPC early on who would maintain control when the argumentative players started arguing.
Right.
Then I would have this person would stop it, but that was very rare.
And the one I remember is actually from Aftermath, and that was Richardson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think in our game I didn't do that in our game, but there were some other side games or one-offs where you needed to have that big, powerful patron who would like stop it when they're arguing over who's going to get that magic dagger and they're fighting over it.
Well, you're correct. And for us, and the 90s were the time of a lot of people playing in that don't play now, that were the power gaming problem characters, which created power gaming hungry NPCs to thwart them. Hence, Andre Winchester, Elaine Winchester, right? Funkin' Hottie Peak.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's still around, right out of G1, and a whole bunch of other characters. Yeah.
I know that when my dad first ran G1 for us, like our sponsor helping us against the Hill Giants was a Storm Giant who would polymorph himself to be like human sized.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't remember that story.
And he would be like, our advisor, but also you can't argue with him.
Not use that.
We were all lower level, and he was like super powerful, so it was kind of like he could like make you stop doing dumb stuff if you just were wasting time arguing. Yeah, and that's when he didn't use the die roll to stop it. Oh, you're arguing.
Hey, Kurt.
The wandering monster roll.
Thanks a lot for coming in, Kurt. Good to see you. Thank you very much. I was looking on your channel for a while there. Still on. I'll switch it out now. Um, really appreciate it. Is Darling live tonight? Just was curious. Hopefully she is. Hopefully she's doing better. I know she's got had some health issues lately. We all are, are hopeful and praying for her that she gets better quickly. Okay. Hey, Darling. I
She
did not know
says
you
she's
were on
not.
there coming in. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're
She
feeling.
is alive, but she's not live.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope it goes really well, darling. We're all thinking about you and hoping for the best on that. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much. So Tim, it's just Tim and me as Anna is away, coming back from Game Hole. Just note, the winner's going to get choice of 2 adventures now. Our hype train was high enough at the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I got Temple of Elemental Evil right down here still.
And let me apologize for not being Anna. Sorry.
Oh no, this is going to be it. So and I always feel bad reminiscing when Anna's on because so but so we're going to talk the early days. We had the Order of Ulick, and I'm going to say we're looking about at this time. We'll go to 80s. We'll jump to the 80s. In the 80s, got the Order of Ulick got about 80 members, roughly 80. I could bring it up, but it doesn't matter. And 87, we take a trip down to Fairfax, Virginia, because Marco's there with his sister, who is in the military, and her husband. We do an entire D&D gaming weekend down there. Now, Virginia had an 18 liquor age back then. Well, none of us were 18 yet except Tom. So it was myself, Tim, Walt, and Tom, right? It was just the 4 of
Yeah.
us. We went down. We drove down there. We go to a supermarket.
And Tom picks up the beer for us.
It buys a case of Kirin Ichiban, right? And
That's
then
for
Tim
you.
buys the Foster cans.
It's Australian for beer, mate.
Because it was like cool. And yes, you can imagine us 17-year-olds being stupid. But from that day, a couple things happened. Number one, we finished Temple of Elemental Evil for the first time down there. Finished that, which led to and that was the 4th level, which led to everything else expanding out at that point. And this is, like I said, this is 1987. 2, Tim runs an adventure, and this is his org, the Knights of the Eastern Sun.
Yes.
Now, Dale, occasionally I would go to the right side of the map. Tell us about Fensick and Leuven's background a little bit, Tim.
All right. Yeah. So Fensick and Leuven are from ID.
There you go.
That's basically they come from ID.
Yep.
But most of their exploration and travels and adventuring has been on the west side of the map.
Right. But once in a blue moon, we go over to ID with
Fensick, and then I give them a reason to never come back.
Right. So I guess was it a great company? I'm sorry, Great Kingdom. It was like almost like
no, they were like they might have been associated with them, but they were elves.
Right. Okay.
So they were lawful evil elves, and these are like the hoity-toity of them. So they were on dragons. They rode the
gem dragons too.
The gem dragons. So they were like neutral dragons. So it's like, they're a little bit less picky. And I would think of something neutral is a little bit more trainable as opposed to something more set in its ways and behaviors. So
plus it was cool. It was different.
And it was different. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
They were problematic. And I was using Cavalier rules too, so it was bad.
They're all Cavaliers. And there's 6 of them. But someone does a double Phantasmal Force of 2 dragon heads.
I don't know if it was that. Was it the same? Yeah, it wasn't the same group.
Yeah, it was. They were flying above. We were in that passage.
The dragon was like you were inside when the door opened, and then someone had cast that spell. So the door opened, the 2 dragon heads came out. So you didn't have any other context other than seeing that. It wasn't. The fight was separate.
It was. The fight was separate, but the adventure didn't go as long as we had hoped because everyone was dead except for Gazumba and Fensick.
And I couldn't believe that nobody says, I disbelieve that.
Well, we
Because
were all
it was
drinking.
like, I would never do that. I would never just drop in like that type of dragon just to breathe on you down the hallway just to kill you right off the bat.
We were all drinking. But
And it was a phantasmal force. So they all just like died of heart attacks or whatever, dropped dead with it with no real dragons there killing them.
well, Niron's the finest rust belt, true, Dale. But from that, because we had extra time, like on Sunday, late Saturday, early Sunday, we
Oh yeah.
we decided to, well, let's do this. We need to
The
clear out land.
Cavalier site.
We need to clear out land around where we're going to put 3 keeps. This is 1987, and one was circular, one was a pyramid, one was a rectangle, one was a human, one was they're all cavaliers. One was a human, one was a full-blood gray elf, and one was a half elf, and that's how this came about. The Free City of Altamira started from that weekend, which I thought was pretty cool. Drunken D&D kills, exactly. And my forward talks about the whole thing right here. If you want to read about it, it's there, what actually happened. With the double critical on Murdoch from Macarash and all sorts of things. So it was a blast. We had a good time. I wanted to show something to Rex Fellas, though, real quick. And this is, it may not be completely up to date. Give me a second here. You could say, yeah. This is the listing and the year of, I don't know when I updated this last. I added some of the classes, may not be. This is their number in the order down. This is all active members and the year they were in, ranking all the way down. And look, we go all the way now. We're up to number 244, 243, 244. There's a couple added here. There's 3 more that are added that aren't on here yet. So there's Rob, there's Durgram. I think he's 8-9 now. Tim the Truly, Yvette, and Solus, who ventured Saturday. Yvette's 8th, and Solus is 7-7. So there, it is updated. And that is not the most up-to-date one. That one's not up to date. There's another one. So yeah, there's every character, and there's a rest in peace list, and there's also an inactive list. So there you go. There's a lot of character mixture of player characters and NPCs. No, there are NPCs in here too, but there's a lot of PCs in here. Probably 65-35 PCs to NPCs. Yeah. Remember, we have 28 adventuring groups.
You fool.
Yes. So I do keep records, but it's hard to keep everything up to date. But so you want to talk about the mega faction or org in my game? There you go. That's it. The entire campaign is based around the Order of Ulick, but that doesn't mean that we do stuff that's not based around the Order of Ulick, like the Norwell Headhunters. Norwell Headhunters have nothing to do with the Order of Ulick, but it's in the same campaign setting, right? It's going on in my Greyhawk. Now, there are people who are spying for the Order of Ulick in the Norwell Headhunters. Yep. Just making sure things are going okay in the Wild Coast.
Yeah, I like factions. I like to use factions, but mostly organized crime.
Right.
They're the ones that are most kind of where the rubber meets the road, affecting, your player characters, and getting caught up in a gray war where one group's fighting another group and there's no uniforms involved. You don't know who's doing what unless you have a character who's familiar with the organizations and what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do. And then I also like, I like the idea of universities and schools.
Good one.
Because, governments are going to control their senior universities and kind of like, and even though that university is associated with a government, they're going to also have their own agendas that are going to impact, their graduates and where their graduates get placed in the politics of the country and positions, whether it's a religious university and their clerics are put in certain places, or whether it's a magic user training place and where those guys get placed,
Yeah, church groups are too, Rick Smells.
and
So
they could
absolutely.
yeah, and they could like influence a lot of things that may not be fighting your characters, but might be maybe they're supporting another rival group and that creates problems for you.
I've heard of the School of Toth in my game. I think you've utilized it in
That's
the
in the
city
city
state.
state. Yeah, the city
Yeah,
state. Then
yeah.
there's they have a
Hmm.
library of ancient knowledge in there.
Yeah.
And so there's city state has a lot of them. And then also guilds. Guilds
Yeah.
are the cartage guilds, like Teamsters unions of who's transporting what.
Well, we're going to get to that story because that's a big story in our game. Huge. This box set is so unbelievable because of what you just said, right? All of the factions in this. It is so amazing, and this is why I fell in love with this. And trying anything I do is try to be based for Altamira based off of this. I mean, it's just this is the prototype when you come to all the organizations, the
What's the
guilds. But
I was going to say too. What's the city that Will did? Is it Ravensrook?
yeah, yes, yeah,
Rook Roost.
Rook Roost. That's great too.
Rook Roost.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
got a lot in there too.
he's got a
Absolutely.
ton of guilds in
Yep.
there and factions in there, so that's a great source just to get ideas and also.
So from this, which goes back, to the 80s, you have enough guilds, and what I encouraged was my players get involved. So the Gravediggers and Embalmers Guild, we have Bill's character Salen, who tried taking over the world once, but it wasn't his fault because of the crown that he found. And now I have
This looks like an evil crown. I should put it on my head.
yes, and now I have a female with a tiara. The tiara, yes. Oh,
I
I
knew
know.
exactly what you were doing when you said that. I was like, oh no.
Yes, and Maris has it. Um, so Gravediggers and Embalmers Guild, the Night Watchman, which if you've read the book, okay, but the Guild of Night Watchmen is such a cool organization. And that Guild of Night Watchmen basically is a protection service. Great, the Lamplighters Guild, all great factions here in the city. We got the Guild of Wizardry that they've dealt with, the Thieves Guilds, of course. We had a big Thieves Guild war. All just wonderful things in here. Also, the bad organizations that are hidden. The Cult of the Shriven Sickle, right? The Shape Changers is another one here that was just bad, where they actually would take. I don't know if I like what they, if I consider it legal, but they would take people, polymorph them into other creatures, kill them, and then in that polymorph state, sell that for spell components. I don't know if that would work or not.
I don't think it would work. I think
Yeah.
shape change would work, but not
Yeah, but not just a polymorph.
not
But
polymorph.
that was what it was behind them. So yeah,
Well, you
nice
could
to have it.
sell it, but I don't think it would work as a
Right.
component.
But that's what they were about, the shape changers in here. You also had and you can call it a faction all day long. Mold Mother Grubs. Yeah.
Polymorph other, though, it does say that if you polymorph somebody into a dog, there's a certain chance per week that they actually lose their mind and become a dog.
Right.
Polymorph other might work.
Sam, I agree. It's right on the border. It is on
Yeah.
on what I would allow, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but if you dispelled it, they would turn back into themselves.
correct.
So did they ever stop
Correct.
being themselves?
See,
Just a different shape. So
Yeah.
what if you like turned them into beef and then ate them? Are you kidding me?
Oh, true. I look at it this way. Now that we know that they wrote this thing in an entirety of a weekend, I'm gonna cut them some slack.
Or if you killed them, do they turn back into their old form? I would say yes.
It doesn't work in 5e. I agree. Another great one, the Guild of Performing Artistes, because Astrella Sanfarel, who we all know is a Greyhawk dragon. The Royal Opera House versus the Grand Theater thing in Greyhawk was awesome. I mean, bickering performing artists, what are you going to do with that? I mean, I had fun with that.
John ran a Night at the Opera one-off, and that was fun to be in.
John for Blue Box.
Yeah. And I dressed up for that one.
Oh man, was that during a con?
I
I
think
should have.
so. Bass Brungill, he'll remember what it
Yeah,
was.
Brungal played in it too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he was
cool.
a dwarf. We were all titled nobility, and I played Sir Didymus, this
I gotta change that shout out. I'm
a
sorry. That should have
foppish
gone to you, Lori.
character,
I thought I switched it. Yes.
and that was fun. I had the best classic sort of old time insult to somebody. I mean, nobody could keep a straight face. It was good. I mean, I sometimes I go review it just to hear me slam the non NPC character just
That
again.
had to be 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
my God, we're getting old.
Yeah.
December is my 4-year partner anniversary. Is it freaking crazy? It's nuts, man. It's freaking nuts. Thieves guilds, all sorts of. This is so chock full of orgs and factions that you can go on forever. And plus adventuring groups. The Fellowship of the
I,
Torch is one of the best written up adventuring groups in Greyhawk I've ever seen in this book. Yeah.
I think too, there's a tendency. I think maybe this is different, but a tendency in like with nobility and knights to kind of be sort of homogenous instead of having separations in there. I know the city state has the Bannerets Club, and you have different
Right.
noble levels that are kind of forming these other side groups that you know, eh, have certain levels of influence over different things.
Well, we played that up. Because remember, when From the Ashes comes out, I won't bring that up because we can just talk about it. From the Ashes adds to the number of adventuring groups um, beyond what was just in here. How the heck do I close that out? There we go. I'm
I
sorry,
don't know.
something popped up on my screen. So Corellan's Arrow shows up, and there was nothing really written up about them. And here's another thing, Rex Fellas. All right, so in the day, because we were doing a lot of interactivity with the characters. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. I don't know how up to date this is. There we go. I actually have the listing of the Corellan's arrows, right? And notice they're all houses of in my Selene. So, um, yeah, Druid Mage and all multi-class. Says specifically they're all multi-class in there. So we got a whole bunch of those, and there was a lot of interactivity. I think Marcus was dating Shayla Veston for a while, and he couldn't get past the tattoo on her forehead. Remember, they got a blue tattoo of the arrow on their forehead. That was Bill. So, yeah, but so great published source adventuring parties in that.
So that's just an adventuring party.
The adventuring parties, yeah, which are consider them factions all day long.
Yeah, elves they were so slow.
Well, they were all half elves for the most part.
Well, I mean, they can if they wait around 10 years, the problem may go away. They're just time is different for them.
Yeah. So I learned a lot from that great Free Secret box set, and from the Ashes, and from the Marklands and Eyes the Evil, right? So there are two specific factions / orgs in those that I love. Do you know what they are, Tim?
Oh, sorry, say that again.
In Eyes the Evil and the Marklands reference books, there are two organizations that I use a lot that I
Your
love.
favorite's the Scarlet Brotherhood.
I hate the Scarlet Brotherhood. You know that. That's not even funny. I hate the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Oh, my bad.
And in fact, in the new Melf publication we have coming out, I really work on this one group, the early days of them. Because remember, we're going back to
So,
five
so what was
seventy.
What were the two
What
things
were they
that you
two?
did like? I
Number
don't know.
one is the Free Reavers, right?
Free
The Free
Reavers.
Reavers, yes. So if we come up here and let me go to,
That's right, because I mentioned wanting to make some group named the Reavers, and you're like, that name's already taken.
it is already taken.
Yeah, but they're free Reavers. I don't want free Reavers.
They are as chaotic evil as it comes.
They're lame.
Here's the free Reavers lands. Now, in the original thing, it's half the size. I said, Anna, I need you to expand this. The free Reavers answer to no one.
Right, but they also fight each other, and they can't hold on to anything because they're
No,
so
no, no, no,
disorganized.
no, 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 no.
They're
Sharon
disorganized.
Vel Valinor has an iron fist over the group.
Yeah, but they're not organized. They just run around crazy.
You're thinking of Ravagers. So the
Huh.
free Reavers have the lands here. Sharon Vel Valinor is like 14th level. She loves cutting Sharon smiles on people. Yeah. I actually
So
have background information on Sharon in the new book.
how do they
coming out.
make money?
Raiding
Well, who are they raiding?
the Shieldlands, the ruins of the Shieldlands. Also, they tell the Iusian priests get the F out as well. She also has multiple arrows of slaying.
And they don't play that.
They're
Like I use clerics. They're all
afraid of her. They're
they're
afraid
all
of the
child
free
molesters
Reavers.
anyway, so they want to kill them anyway.
Yeah, they are. They do not like them. That's number one. Free Reavers. Two is a really, really obscure group, and they're here in this area of the Vespi, and that is the Torch of Groomsh.
Oh yeah.
I love that organization. And
Yeah,
these
and
are
you did a like enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of adventure once with
absolutely.
those guys. Yeah.
So the high level group here actually went in and Bill's character Jonar Doombug, a half orc fighter cleric, and Riff, our Walt's fighter necromancer, went in and made a pact with them, and he had to go through a series of tests to get the benefit, because these are indigenous orcs to the Vespi, as opposed to the Orogs and all the other Iusian orcs coming in. These are actual Groomsh, Luthic. They don't want to have anything to do with Ius. So I like that enemy of my enemy. And once again, I like the three-way action there.
Yeah.
So
Makes it you work together, but how much can you trust them? How long?
You can't, but that's put aside for the time being. They made an ally with them, and now they can utilize them. When the Iusians are gone, it's a different story. But now,
Yeah.
so, yep. Those are the two ones, and I really learned how. I'll say this: I learned how to take an organization that's probably bad and make it so you want to root for them. The
Yeah.
anti-hero organization.
I
And
know that's what's been really fun with the reverse dungeon.
exactly. Exactly. You want to root for the bad guys. I kind of root for the free Reavers a lot. Now I don't, they fight with the Legion all the time across, going back and forth.
But they fight with IUs too.
They fight with IUs too. And you don't want them to get too powerful. But I get to write about them now, right? And I get to write early history that no one knows about now coming up. Also, we may have actually our first artwork of Sharon in the book too.
Well, can you go back to the spot where the free Reavers are at again?
Yeah. They're in the Horn Society.
Okay. All right.
Horn
So they're farther. Yeah.
Horn Society, southern tip of the Horn Society. Smokewall Castle. Yeah. Here's the Shieldlands. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about one of the most well-known orgs in my game now, thanks to Tim. Hey, I didn't even realize you were on there, Vi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope things are going well. Got to get you in a game coming up. All right. Tim's in and out, military service, all the other stuff, a lot, right, over the years in the past. But he has. Okay, I will keep in touch with you definitely. I know where to
But
find you.
I have left scars on Jay's psyche.
Right.
So
But you also created two characters named Pete and John.
well, let's go even further back.
Yes.
And then you created that mnemonic, that name of a chain of different stores,
Mhm.
Pete and John's Ale
Yeah.
House, or
Right.
Pete and John's whatever. So he
Right.
would, if he needed a name, it was Pete and John's.
Right off the bat. And
So
I just said,
so very shortly thereafter, like one of the very first games we played was the Raid on the Sea Princes. I remember Pete
yes.
and John were there.
Yeah.
And so very very
Right
soon
on
after
Mom
that,
Road.
I made brothers that are Pete and John.
Yes. And Pete is archer.
He's an archer, and
John's dual
John,
class.
yeah, John was a necromancer who then became dual class human and became a cleric of Bakub.
Yeah.
So he chose it, even though it's the opposite of min maxing. Really, it's like
It was. It's the other way.
yeah,
Yes.
but he's very interesting. He's come in handy a couple times, but now they're businessmen.
They are business now. Yes, because they're semi-retired. Rachel, tell your husband that Solus is 7-7. So he's only when it went up from yesterday's adventure. Yeah. So Pete and John. So Tim's going away for he's like, I'm gonna be in Korea for 3 whatever it is, 2 years, whatever. I was like, well, what do you want me to do? He's like, well, I want to go into business. There should be some company that's more organized and hauling freight and business connections.
Yeah,
All right.
but let's pause that right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What branch was I in the military?
You were in logistics.
Transportation.
Yeah. Transportation. Right.
So I'm like, there's got to be a way better way to do
Right.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Torchlock, he didn't min-max the character at all. You would not do your spellcaster first with die 4 hit points.
Yeah, so
die 8.
you don't get new hit die until you surpass your former
Right,
level.
dual
Necromancer's
class.
four-sided
Die 4.
die,
The priest
and
is
then
8.
eventually you get 8.
Yeah. He didn't get. Yeah, it was bad. So he's got low hit points, but
Low hit points, but
it's
a lot of brains.
It's a fun character. He's the only special priest of Bakub in my campaign that's a PC.
And he's done some pretty interesting stuff, timeliness, and
yeah.
Jay tries to work with me since he's interesting and not a min-maxer.
Right. I've also gotten, as we've played more and more, I've kind of tried to get away from that, the min-maxing, because the min-maxing was a big thing. The 90s were a killer. The 90s, and then I'm assuming the Living Greyhawk era for a lot of you was a min-max era because you had to survive in that min-max era, especially if you were in a group.
Yeah.
And you're fighting dragons with 1,000 hit points.
The biggest solution of it is actually making people roll right there, and that just deals with it right on the spot.
Well, the great thing is all my all-star, I call them all-star players, streamer players. I know my guys don't like me calling them all-stars, but I'm going to do it anyway. So
it makes them feel good.
Yeah, I'm like, for Rachel, Mark, everyone who played Saturday, they tell me what they want to play, and then I make up the character. So it's on me for the stats. No one's ever complained about their stats, in those.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, we've had a lot of stat issue characters, but that's just part of the nature of.
Now, I'll admit, I usually, if I'm going to roll up my own barbarian, I will re-roll and keep rolling to get that 18 strength, just because
you need it.
And you really want it. You don't really need it, I guess. But
there's a difference between 18/12 strength, which is +2 +3, +1 +3, and 18/00, which is +3 +6.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
So
it does, Torchlock. So the end of the rolling without me being there era, and Tim knows exactly when this happened, was the group. None of these people play anymore. I've told this story before. They come back, 4 characters, 4 have psionics, and they said we rolled for it. 4 of them.
Jay, I bet you 2%. They did. I bet you they did roll for it.
Yeah.
About 8 or 10 times.
Yeah. And then all 4 of them randomly rolled cell adjustment.
Yeah. Because that's very.
And that was the end of that. That was the end of it.
All you got to do is throw a thought eater in there and take care of that.
I know, but still, you know how you created a monster for them. Tell everyone
I
about
did.
that monster.
Oh, the mediocre jelly.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is a great
Yeah.
idea.
So instead of an ochre jelly, it's a mediocre jelly. So like if you have high stats and it hits you, it drains them.
Yeah, drains them
So you're
down.
mediocre.
Yeah,
And the good news is if you're a sucky character, it'll actually lift your stats a
it'll
little bit.
raise them. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a really low stat, it could pump it up a little.
See, those were the '90s that we had to deal with all this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mediocre jelly.
yeah.
I should throw that at Dervilia.
No, she's not. She doesn't have that great stats.
Her comeliness.
Yeah, but come on, she deserves that. She's a leader.
Ah.
She's a leader
We
amongst leaders.
we might have to start taking some off because she's getting a little older.
She's not 41 yet. Yeah. Guys should just play Whom in a Roll Method 5. Well, yeah, that'll work. But yeah, so I do up all the stats for the All-Star players. And we haven't had a new group of my guys for a while yet. And we're going to, once a new book comes out, and that'll be out sometime next year now. I can't go into any details yet, but we're going to play test that in old school. So, and we'll have new characters for that. And it'll be in the Shieldlands to start.
Are we going to talk about the business again? We're going to
Yes. So
we got
yes.
sidetracked.
So yeah. Well, that's the great thing about these discussions. We get sidetracked all the time. So Pete and John's Teamster service gets born.
And it was a great way. So that way I had characters, no matter what party was playing, there was always a way to fit them into the story.
Yep.
You know, they're in a different, people are in a different town. Which character are you bringing in, Tim? They live in this place. Now Pete and John's are traveling everywhere. So there's always like, oh, Pete and John they're waiting for their next load to come in the next couple of days. So they adventure to pass the time.
But Moose, it's amazing how things work out. So if you know Age of Worms, so we're talking about like, 2002, 3, whenever that came out, the second of the Adventure Pass that Paizohawk era did. Who was a bad guy in? There was a company that was bad guys, and it ran all the way through, even through Expeditions to the Ruins of Greyhawk. Abel Carter Coaching Company.
Those bastards, they're such a ripoff.
Right. So now I have another group that they are warring internally to Pete and John's and Abel, and I fit them right into Diamond Lake, into Greyhawk City, Hardby, Altamira, all over the place. And they're thwarting each other. Abel Carter Coaching Company against Pete
You just got to do good business and be reliable, and people will prefer you over that Abel Cart nonsense.
Yeah, and Abel Carter was infiltrated by Uzians.
Of course it was, those bastards.
Absolutely, and it was perfect. It worked great during that time frame when we were running. It was all pre-streamed, but Pete and John's is still around, and we do it. Hey,
I also have airmail.
Yeah, that's true.
So one of the adventures we got it was a griffin, right, or a hippogriff?
It was a hippogriff.
Hippogriff egg. So now we have a hippogriff for rapid delivery, air delivery.
It's short distance though. They don't go thousands of miles.
No. Well, it depends how much coin you got.
I believe we made it rapid delivery from Altamira to Cowerwood, or Altamira to Outpost number 1. That was it, because we didn't want to kill the griffin. The hippogriff. Yeah.
Well, it depends on how much you're willing to pay.
So Razkill, here's another org. We don't have Acme supplies, but we have another one.
Yeah, I would say you're right, Jay, because you don't want to make it too far. If you make it too far, some magician with teleport's going to be taking up the slack there.
In here is something that Stephen Chenault caught and laughed his ass off for a long time on another faction. And let's see where if you get this. Okay. I'm going to the Bounty Hunters Guild. Hopefully. Okay, here it is. Read this. Last couple lines. Few citizens know the Grandmaster of Bounty Hunters is Lady Mayor Charisse. The main guild house is underground. beneath the warehouse in the Merchant Way near East Side. The sign bears the legend Ace Tomato Company. None of you's got that? Oh man, he laughed his ass off when he saw that.
Ace
Ace
Tomato.
Tomato Company. You got to know your 80s movies. Bounty Hunters Guild. If I say the word, yes, Spies Like Us. The movie Spies Like Us. So they land in Afghanistan. They're in a big crate. It's Ace Tomato Company.
Ah, all
Yes,
right.
exactly. You got the joke. Yes, and they do spying and all sorts of, things like that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So factions of the False Front. Yes, Servants Union. Yep. There's a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. Spies Like Us was a hysterical movie, but the Bounty Hunters Guild. Well, we'll get to Altamira in a little bit. We'll get to Altamira and the city state, and we'll do some specifically. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd say having a guild, a guild of engineers and stonemasons, or you can't build something without them checking off on it, and so that's a lot of power. And if you build a structure without them, you're probably going to not have an engineer, and it's going to fall down. So, you know, they can influence a lot of stuff. Like we don't like these guys doing this because they're hurting our ability to get stone in here to do our job, and it could have just a bunch of side effects on your game.
All right. So one of the first times we ever did the city state, Tim came. Well, well, is my mic still on?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think my mic
Uh-oh.
went off. I think my wife went off.
I just see XSplit broadcaster.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, there
Am I
we go.
there? Can you hear me?
I see you now.
Okay. Hold on. Let me switch this.
Does everybody see online?
Yeah, I think so. I think it just froze for a second.
Okay.
Can you hear me? No,
I
no, no,
can.
no. That was me. That was me. My mic went out, and that it defaulted to a second mic, and that froze it. That was on me. All right. I've decided that the Greyhawk Fleet Guild uses society laborers as a front. Thanks, Greg. That's cool. All right, cool. God, what was I saying?
You're saying that
Oh,
the first time in the city state.
Tim shows up. Tim has an NPC or a person show up and permits the hell out of us. You know what? You got to have this weapons permit. You got to have this magic user approval permit to carry. You got to have this laborer permit for all your laborers. I was like, dude, my brain was like, my character wanted to kill him right there on the spot, man. That was so great. Right? Yeah, I got permitted to death. All sorts of taxes, permits, all sorts of freaking
Street
things.
cleaning for your horses defecating in the city. We have a
Yeah.
tax for that.
Put me through the ringer, man. Put me through the freaking ringer. I gotta stop playing with the cord here. It was on me. I apologize. Yeah.
It was funny too because you turned us when we did that one adventure when we went down. Eric Mona was in it. It was the critters that had the pearlescent sort of eggs. We were going to Ichabod's town that he was in.
Oh, Glipdale.
Yeah. You called me at the gate, and the gate guards were shaking us down, and I remember getting so furious because I was playing a
just paid
paladin.
it, didn't she? I was like, screw it, I'm just paying it.
Yeah, somebody did. My paladin was getting just outraged, and it probably was really me getting outraged, and then more than the paladin. But it's funny.
No, Dragon Hero, I had an adventure where the people's constables were getting out of hand in Greyhawk to the point where they had gotten infiltrated as well by some Iusians who couldn't help themselves to get money. So they were overdoing it in the area of the Grand Market because I had just gotten the Malden map. Finally, I had the Malden map with all the stuff around it and the magic shop for Melcott and all the other things that were there. And Mike had a location as well. Mike, and I apologize, I forget what it was, but we had all those new locations, and they were all over the People's Constables. That's another great organization. It's just about shutting you down, taking your money. That's all it was. But the Iusians couldn't help themselves, and they had infiltrated the group. along with other places. Yeah, so that was fun. That was Expeditions and Ruins of Greyhawk. I know a lot of people don't like it. Is a great last published adventure from 2008. Um, it's the end of the era. It really is. It's great, and there's a lot of other things you can do off that. So yeah. But yeah, I remember that Tim was permanently me to death.
That's
Yes.
good. But
Yeah.
if they get too, if they get too, especially if they're targeting people passing by, permitting, whatever, the local shops and local, people on the street are going to start becoming more hostile to because they're
Yep.
chasing off business. So then people aren't going to come there because they know that the constables are too much of a hassle. So then they might start looking at amping up interdicting the constables because they're affecting their business.
Snipes, there's that fine line, right, between squeezing out a little money and getting to the point where it's organized crime and someone's got to do something about it. And
Yeah,
that's
like a little fee, just a
yeah,
little.
yeah, a couple coppers here and there. But like I said, the Asians couldn't help themselves. And that's another thing, faction wise to play off of, especially if you're city adventuring. If we go to Hardby, my organized crime is the dock workers, who Tim remembers well what happened in that adventure with the red shirts.
The red shirts?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Skeeve has two children, and they have pseudonym names, right? They got So one's Hugo Stiglitz, and the
He was
other
a
one is
bard.
Crystal Ion, and they were
Yeah.
in yes.
And he was a bard and he brought his band there to play music and Jay fireballed him.
You brought them on the beach. What did you expect?
Well, I mean, they were still off to the side. They were on the boardwalk playing.
You knew it was coming. You intentionally knew it was coming. But
Well, their name was the red shirts, so
yes, exactly. Organized crime in Hardby is rampant as well, and the dark workers are in with Alita Norbalos against the Michael Baton faction, which lost. And in fact, the bad guys beat the hated guys in that one, and that actually calmed things down. So his band was fire. Yes, it was. It was funny. You also didn't you have music? I think you had some
I
music.
kept writing a whole bunch of song titles.
Yeah, song titles. That was it. Yeah, that was it.
The day my gnome friend, got herpes or something. I don't know. Just different names, different funny names and ballads.
But we haven't seen those two characters since, by the way. They have both bailed, and
they bailed. That's right. They're coming back in a different
different names and
different guys. Yes.
Yeah, whenever he uses them again, that's the great thing about it. But and there's plenty of one of the things I love about Harby as far as talking factions. The Throne of Wood, which is the organization for womanhood, has factions of it, and it's basically who you aligned with: the Longlands, the Norbaloses, and it's based on who you worship, because there's three different deities in there. There is Mahine, uh, Ouija, and I'm missing the third one. Alana? I forget what the third one is. With the three different factions, it's whoever you worship is how it goes. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. That whole workup on Hardby. That's why I liked Hardby a lot too. And he used that some of that stuff on ideas for Altamira as well. So
I like there should be you should make up several sects and factions for the different religious groups too, so that you're gonna have the ones that are a little more interested in the doctrinal of their whatever, and some that are a little bit more easy to get along with, and there's the proselytizers, and then there's
we have one. One that is almost like in my Shieldlands area, it's almost like a cancer that's spreading, according to the Shieldlanders, because we have the Fultians coming in from the Theocracy of the Pale, because the Shieldlands is empty now. They're all dead, a lot of Shieldlanders, and there's this open, fertile land, and the Fultians are not afraid of Iusians at all. So they're coming in and they're actually
shining the light
on all these empty towns, to the effect that, wait a minute, There are
Which
towns that have been renamed.
yeah, I made up a Fultian School of Magic.
You did.
Well, a little bit more like Fultian spells for.
Absolutely. And you haven't let me seen them.
I probably should.
But this used to be called East Fork, if I recall. Now it's Radiant Fork. It's a Fultian stronghold.
Brilliant.
Also, yeah. What's happening in your great kingdom, Jay? Nothing, Patrick, because I don't.
Same old, same old. They're just
I
disintegrating
don't.
and
I know
turning
you're
into
busting my
pervs.
balls.
They're turning into like zombie pervs.
Yes, I don't care about that area of the map in my
They're a whole
campaign
bunch of
because
necrophiliacs. Gross.
I have enough to deal with. 28 adventuring groups. I do not need an adventuring group in the Great Kingdom. I don't. It has nothing to do with Order of Ulick.
Who would want to go there? It's terrible.
I know it is. It is terrible. The Shieldlands is bad enough. I mean, I know Anna loves the Shieldlands, but it is a mess. Post
I
wars,
know.
it's still a mess.
I guess before the big battle, when I was in college, I ran a campaign out of the Shieldlands into the Banded Kingdoms.
Yes. So look, Tim.
And then it turned into crap.
Before, quick story, and other factions. Before From the Ashes came out, right before, we did this entirety of Marco has characters, the Gradavises, and look, there's a ruined estate. They were protecting as you know in the Greyhawk City box set, it says the Bandit Kingdoms and the Horn Society are invading the Shieldlands or taking it over, and then it automatically switches over to IUs. So we were fighting that. And Fortress Elendar is that adventure, and that's where we placed it. We had a big war here, and then From the Ashes comes out. And I'm like, oh my god, they just undid everything that we just did, and that's why I had to wait so long. But that was in that area of the Shieldlands. And we had a lot of other groups up here. It's just that's the problem with published source content sometimes. Now we don't have to worry about it, right? It's so far in the past. All the events of Greyhawk Wars and From the Ashes have not happened. Well, Dragger, that's fine, man. That's good. But you're running an earlier time frame, right? I mean, we've been playing. I can't reboot my game. I can't do it. I can't just restart. We will do an adventure back in 570, whatever, 575, where we will have a kind of a restarted group next year sometime. That'll be interesting. All right. So, Tim, why don't you talk about a couple of the city-state factions that I have to deal with my character Dervilia, and I'll bring up a picture of Dervilia. I'll try and put her in the scroller here.
There's the Temple of Pagana, which is Pagana's not really a specific deity. It's actually a place. Okay. It's actually a continent that's on the other side of the ocean. And they have a whole bunch of very unusual, weird gods. And so there's a temple of it in the city-state that's been there a long time. And years ago, the overlord was ratcheting up all the taxes, and the Temple of Pagana, with other things influencing and encouraged the whole laborers and craftsmen of the entire city-state to revolt. And so there was like armed standoffs in the street. There was a big giant revolt going on, which ended up being settled with the overlord getting rid of a lot of taxes on the regular craft people of the city-state. And it would have been a big slaughter on them if it hadn't been for the there's a couple beasts that came out of the temple that kind of helped with the standoff. And so he kind of like eased back a bit, because you need people to do work. I mean, you need quality people to actually keep things running. So he gave him tax relief on all these extra taxes, but that's a while ago. Years passed, and so he's amping that up again. But that was just as an example of where there's a temple that influences the politics of the city-state against the, kind of ruthless overlord.
A ruthless overlord. There we go.
But thanks, man. He's also smart and knows that you can't just start slaughtering people wholesale, because then you can lose it all, because nobody wants to be on that end. So when he kills off people, he wants them to die quietly in the dark or in a dungeon somewhere without people knowing. It's not so much like, you can't walk up the street and murder half your city.
Let me put this into a perspective that maybe the audience can understand. Me as a DM or me as a player character in my Greyhawk, like Alexis Winchester's, Andre Winchester's not afraid of anyone. Not afraid of IUs, not afraid of any of them. Devoe is afraid of the Overlord. Yeah. I mean, I understand how powerful that guy is.
And she's smart.
Yeah.
And she's
a
I don't know,
countess
Jake.
now, but she understands.
You can compare her to like most of your other characters. She is up there on the power scale as far as being a badass.
Yeah, 13th level Cavaliers, nothing to
Yeah, I
sneeze
mean,
at.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember
Yeah.
anyone who's like more dangerous fighting as a character in the last 25 years.
No.
So, I mean, she's scared of him.
Yeah.
And it's not just him. He's bad enough, but he has a range to have, the Assassin's Guild basically is his secret police, or his secret police is mostly assassins from the Assassin's Guild, so they're kind of meshed.
So this is where we're going to get into some mix of. I got maps galore in here. See,
and then you have the Thieves Guild, and you have the Assassin's Guild, and so right now the biggest clampdown going on in the city-state is against the Thieves Guild, and the the Overlord has hired a mercenary group to actually go down the sewer tunnels to deal with the thieves.
Oh, what group's that?
They are Amazons.
Oh, and Amazons and yeah.
He hired a huge group of Amazons to go down there.
Amazons are big in the Wilderlands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not. They have the Citadel not far from where you're at, actually, down in the water.
Oh, down south, yeah.
Yeah. Go to the other map. The other map is.
Oh, the other map.
This one kind of shows the neighborhood if you go north.
Yeah. So you want to talk about factions here? Take a look at what Tim has done here on his map. We own this. We own this area here. All this up here is us.
Yeah.
All right. All
this city and this castle is where Roscoe lives. That's the dwarf.
Yep. Noonanville.
Ragsdale. I named Ragsdale because my first platoon I was in, I had a sergeant there whose last name was Ragsdale.
There you go. That's cool. Yep.
And then
yeah. And that's our group there, but you got the Orcs of the Purple Claw, which is a huge organization of baddies. Where's Ivy?
Right there.
Ivy, the Farming Commonwealth.
The Farming Commonwealth.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Farming Commonwealth. Yep.
She's actually a paladin, so she's
one of the few good guys that are out there.
And super highly successful Farming Commonwealth because she has really high charisma, keeps them all working together, looks out for the benefit of the whole group, and everyone cooperates because, they're all similar in their, world views. So everybody is doing pretty good. Comparatively.
Right. Crestivere's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and there you go down, and then we're much further south. There's a big war going on right now.
Yeah, down south, yeah.
But this is a lot of the
you
stuff.
You can go, yeah. I don't know if you have any of the other maps.
Let me. I should because I have the city-state environs. Which one am I looking for? What would be titled?
There's one that shows the. I don't know the name of it. Let me see.
Was it this one?
That one is like, yeah, that's the larger. That's a larger scale one, but
that's the city-state there, isn't it? No.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And then we're further south down this river.
Yes, down that one there. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot further south. There should be a map that's like a little blow up for a larger scale, or smaller scale.
I got this castle. I got so much stuff here of yours. Whoops.
That's not it.
No, it's not. It's this castle. Yeah, I have to look here. I don't. Oh, you have to give it to. Oh, new. I got a
Oh
new.
no.
Yeah. Here, let me just view large. But it's a fun area stretch. Oh, how about this? Oh, that's colored.
That's the one I actually did on sheepskin
Yeah, it's pretty
with
cool.
watercolor and ink. Yeah. Well,
Said two
using a
Saturdays, November 1st, we will be playing this again. We'll be back at Dervilla. So looking forward to it. I don't think I have it, Tim, but that's okay. You can send me that stuff. I have
right.
this map.
Yeah, that's the sheepskin right there.
Yeah, and a larger scale. All right. So there's also Thunderhold. There is a lot of what other orgs are there in this that you utilize in the city state?
Oh yeah, Thunderhold.
Yeah, the Dwarven Enclave. Yep.
There's the druids that help the woodsmen that are doing cutting on the edges of the woods.
Yep.
Orcs the Purple Claw.
There's all this undead up here too, where the Chapel of Silence used to be.
Yes, with the chapel. Yes, where the
Yeah, Citadel of Silence.
well the I forget what I call them. Sendar the Silent,
Sendar the Quiet.
Sendar the Quiet.
That
Yes,
was
who
it.
was
Another cool one.
Polluted the area there. Oh, here we go.
A lot of military things going on, and a lot of different groups I'm coming across and stuff. And I'm, because I took a nobility thing, he could tell me what to do, and now I had to kill the leader of the current fleet, right? Remember, I had to reorganize everything.
Yeah. Well, you were sent down to relieve him, and we're told to make sure he doesn't come back.
Yeah, which I felt bad
And
for. I really
you didn't
did.
really,
Being lawful neutral.
you didn't really want to have to kill him, but
I thought
you weren't gonna not obey what the Overlord said
no,
either.
absolutely not. Not stupid.
That would have been a bad idea.
But with that, we have a group of adventurers, and we have a whole bunch of different different subgroups. And it is a lot of fun, and I love playing in it because I get to play, right, instead of DM, and I'd rather play outside of Greyhawk, because my Greyhawk, it's my Greyhawk, but I'd rather
There
play
we go.
in another campaign setting. So yeah, and it's
I'm
fun. Yep.
I had to turn on my other screen. I had opened up some files and I was like couldn't see them and
Oh, geez.
they were up on the other screen. I had to turn the other screen on.
All right. So let me close this. All right.
There we go. I was trying to find a map of a larger scale. I know we had one we used.
So give me, Tim.
So yeah.
Yeah. Got.
Oh, I was going to say, so she's been sent down to solve the pirate problem that's down. If you follow that river south, it ends up opening into like a large gulf. And the Scandians are basically, think Vikingish. They use long ships and raiders. And so she went down there. Everything was disastrous. They had a massive failure. Ships scattered at all four winds because they had fled a sea battle, and everything in disarray. So she's been getting that stuff kind of organized, getting everything supplied properly, and then also kind of handling and interfacing with Light Elf, which is a small town. It's actually a gnome town, and they are mostly woodsmen.
That's an adventure. Spies of Light Elf.
Right, and
Yeah.
that's the they actually do most of the logging and provide that wood to the Scandians. The Overlord's obvious interest is to get them to not do that. So there are spies there that are trying to make that happen.
We also went to a place too and tried to negotiate with them.
Right, and you were talking to him as well. And so it's just that the spies, the way they'll handle stuff is not as subtle or kind, diplomatic as the way that Dervilla would. And then, of course, there's the Elvish community that provides the pitch that they use too, who that's another follow-on thing you have to deal with.
So lots of factions that we are working.
Right, and there's a different merchant houses from different countries that are along the on the coasts.
Yep.
And then further south and to the east is the kingdom that actually had the daughter of the daughter you rescued,
Yeah, we had her
and
kill
you ended up
herself.
killing her
She killed
because
herself.
her uncle fooled you into delivering something that killed her that she took herself. And the real king is like, if you kill that guy, I'll make you the sole uh, monopoly on spice from my kingdom.
Right. The uncle.
The real king,
Yeah.
his brother, is the one who did it
Right. So I got to
because
find.
he basically got rid of the only heir.
See all the intrigue you got to deal with.
So yeah, so the younger brother got you to kill the only heir to his elder brother. So if his older brother dies, what an asshole!
So with that, I've learned from stuff Tim does, stuff I've read in books that I've utilized from published source, things that have happened in the campaign over the years, that it's good to create an organization, even if it's in name only or it's part. And I'll give it so, like for example, Rob's character. Um, a lot of them. Let me bring this up, and this is the Altamira book, the teaser guide. A lot. I remember this is all. It's all Greyhawk first, and then ported over to Aired. But everyone says, oh, it's S&M, SM Mining Interests Limited, the mining and trading company. It's a group of the dwarves. The dwarves have allied with Altamira, and they're out there and they're re-mining in the Lort Mills because there are veins of gems to discover once again. That with technology, the low road is there. So S&M is Schlemmermeal. That's Walt's character, but like all the dwarves that are mountain dwarves out of Lort Mills tend to like Erebus, Durgrim, Rob's character, um, and also Astralier, Jeremy's character are all members of that under that banner. So
Yeah, because after you adventure, you don't want to just sit around. You
right,
like to dig it. You like to dig into something.
exactly, and that's where that is right. And that ports over really well to Aired because of the issue with the area and knowing. And this is where getting back to the very first discussion. How do I to convert over Greyhawk to Aired with this? Let me bring that up real quick. It was pretty easy to do because of the location, and that was that Stephen Chenault has something right there, which makes it simple, and that they have not written up, that we hopefully will write up before them, and that is this right here. That's Dunyaleg Deep Home. As you can see, here's the map for Aired. All right.
Hmm.
So this is like Moria or the one where what's Smog is. I forget the name of that place. Right.
Lonely Mountain.
Yes, that's what this is. Now I have it that the Prince of Ulick is now Prince Dorak II here, wants to reclaim this, but
They all do. They all wanted to
but
reclaim
in
it.
this other area, like Hearthguard Tower is right here, like right in this area out here, and the mining's going on, and that faction of dwarves is working with Altamira, and the prince sees all of them as interlopers on his kingdom, and that's where that tension is, and that's why the two orgs that I have, that we saw one on Saturday, and I don't know if I put them in here or not. I don't. They're not in here. I don't think. Um, the two, and that is the Prince's Highwaymen and the Sealed Fates, both Dwarven bandit groups with the letters of mark from the Prince, work in both settings. One is against the Order of Ulick, and the other one is against the mining interests in Altamira. Seeing them as interlopers, it works perfectly. So that was kind of why I planned to have Altamira there, and Stevenson was like, beautiful. All right. So it works. But it was, I was always worried about, well, aren't dwarves good for the most part? Why are they being bandits? So, Tim, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, they're always greedy, right?
Yeah, most of the sealed fates are Abathor worshippers. That was just the god of greed, the dwarven god of greed.
Yeah, I mean, and they generally, most of them are.
Right.
The only non-greedy one I ever saw was Gimli,
Yeah,
and that
most of
was
the,
because of Galadriel's blessing.
right, and most of the dwarves in the Hobbit are all, most of them, except Balin maybe.
Well, they're all, gathering to go kill the dragon and take back
Yeah.
their. They're
But are
tired
they
of
doing it
mining
because of
coal.
Thorin is asking them to, though? Right?
Yeah, yeah, but they still,
Yeah.
they still like gold.
Covetous might be a better word. It's a good word. So I was shocked. Well, I wasn't shocked. I guess because they trust me. But the all the players had no problems with that dwarven bandit group kidnapping the sages from Sir Journ's Repose when they found out it was dwarves, and they tried setting the orcs up. Right? They sent an orc ransom note, but they couldn't all cover their tracks, right? Because bandits could do that, right? And then they figured out it was dwarves, followed the dwarves back, took out that entire group, captured the priest of Abathor. It was $1,000 gold piece bounty on him that they got from Altamira. Yeah, Dungier was his name. They kicked the crap out of him, and then they had to deal with the elf drow beneath. So that was fun. I get my physical
Dang.
copy of the Codex the other day, Altamira. Oh, well, thank you. You're not just buttering me up there, right? You're talking about the Tarvine belt? I only got one copy, so I still can't give this out. I don't. I'm gonna bust Chuck Stones tomorrow. I ordered a bunch, and they sent me one. I was like, what? Yeah, so I'll get more. The doors were a warm up. Yes, Rob, thank you. They were a warm up, but it was fun. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. It's only a tidbit. It's only one page, but it was really an honor to get it in, and now it's official. It's there officially. It's the other teaser guide, but now it's an official thing. So dwarves have lawful good alignment. Well, the dwarves have lawful good alignment are the good guys, like the SM mining interest dwarves and the mountain
Yeah,
dwarves.
yeah, yeah, but they still can
Yeah,
feel very strongly if it's their
yeah.
stuff and you take it. You can have good people that still think,
Cool.
"Hey, we need order, and you can't steal other people's stuff.
Yep.
Therefore, you must die."
Yeah, I appreciate that.
If they live to those standards, then
Yeah.
and they usually tend to think that taking other people's stuff's okay. They just never would steal from a dwarf.
So not one but two dwarven bandit groups plaguing the area. Love it. I got off on Tim. You had just logged in when I got off on a tangent on something. I forgot to finish that story. So one of Bill's characters, I forget who it was. They tussled with the Prince's Highwaymen in the Principality of Ulick in the south. Instead, they killed them all. Bill's character cut all their heads off and sent them all in a bag, to the capital of the Principality of Ulick, to the prince.
Now he should have said "with love from" and then framed somebody for it.
That pissed them off. Yes, I remember that.
Well, that is an act of war, I would say. If those are his, if
Yeah.
they were they wearing his livery?
Well, remember they got a letter of marque for the prince. I'm just saying. I forgot to finish that.
So they had.
Yeah,
They
still
were
do.
operating
Yeah.
officially, and so that's an act of war, right?
Yeah, it was, and I think it was one of the Windborn characters did it out of Altamira, if I recall. I don't think it was the group out of the Pomarsh. I don't think it was the Bloody Brethren. I think it was Windborn. I could be wrong. Bill's probably lurking now.
That's like an act of war.
It
So
is.
somebody,
It is.
somebody, he could just show up there, and then who's like the overlords of us at Altamira, that land?
It's in the county of Ulick. Altamira's in the
Okay.
county of Ulick. It's not in the principality.
So the county of Ulick is
the here we go. The
is
county of
ruled
Ulick
by.
is the what do you call it? Druid, right? The
Yeah,
Druid leader.
so the prince could petition the other guy saying an unprovoked raid was taken, and petition him for some sort of corrective action.
Right. Here, see, as you can see, there's the borders, right?
And
Throbbel,
then
that's funny, Chris.
and then he's got to come down.
Yes.
And
All right, you want to talk about them? Let's get to the real organization, the Dark Brotherhood, the Mongrels of the Putrid Tongue, and the Amazons of the Crimson Moon. Let's get in the mood for that, shall we? Let's get in the mood.
Enough of this shit. Give him the tongue. Thanks for the lick.
When a good idea comes about, I take it. And Tim started the Mongrels of the Putrid Tongue back in the day, and I just ran with it. So
I need a thanks for the lick emoji. That's what we need.
What, we need a tongue or something? I'll
yeah,
have to figure
a bloody tongue. Thanks for the lick.
I'll see if I can get one of those. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah,
I have like a pack of like 20 tongues to actually make a little shield out of with tongues on it.
So the Dark Brotherhood is the original one. Dark Brotherhood goes way back to the the early 80s.
I hate those guys.
Yes, and they are basically, they work out of the Sus. They worshipped Leviatar and Hysi, which are two bad gods from the Finnish pantheon. Because remember, before 1983, we didn't have Greyhawk deities, so we had our own deities. Leviatar's a Maiden of Pain, one of my favorites, and Leviatar's a Forgotten Realms deity. Yes, there's a tongue tool. Yes, there's one. Not enough blood on it though.
Well, he's wiped it off.
Did you send a tongue tool to Mike Disney too? Did you make one for him?
I actually took a knife and then remodeled it. It's like a different version. There's 3 different models of tongue tool. There's the hook cutter. The other one was more like a splayed cutter, and then there is a deep probe that'll hack it off at the root. And
so with that, they are the antithesis of. They are attempting to purge Selene of elves, basically. Number 1. 2, they don't like demi-humans, even though there's a lot of demi-human members. But it's a group of evil that is like the antithesis of the Order of Ulick in my game. All right, and every so many years there's a new leader. So we're on the 4th leader of the Dark Brotherhood in my campaign. Going all the way back to 1980, we had the Claw, then we had Makarash, and we had Puked, and now we have Holly. They're the 4. Makarash, yes.
I hated that guy for so long.
Yes.
The Makarash and the Puked years were the ones where I would drive home from Jay's house fuming.
Yep.
So angry.
Makarash was just a fighter to start, and then Puked was a gnome illusionist assassin, which was perfectly legal in Unearthed Arcana, and it was you couldn't stop him.
He was really terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, the Makarash had a sword of sharpness. We got to go into the incident.
Yeah.
When he critted.
So when we founded Altamira Inn, and it's in the book, we found Altamira that weekend. Tim's character Murdoch the Mighty, who's by the way insane. He has
what?
Well, how many personalities you have now on your sheet? 16?
I think it's 16.
16 different. He'll roll the personality on the sheet, and that's who the character will be for
and
that.
that'll change what armor he wears too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's poor Tom.
Poor Tom does not wear a lot of armor.
Yeah.
Poor Tom does not wear a lot of armor.
Yeah. But Murdoch the Mighty, is based on Murdoch from the A-Team, basically. Kind of his insanity. In the land clearing, Makarash shows up, and we had one of the ultimate critical hits ever. He's on Murdoch. I rolled a critical hit, sword of sharpness, took off his right arm and his left leg in one swing. And I'm showing him how, and Tim's like, you can't do that. I'm showing him how I'm sticking that leg out. I'm like, here's the pose. Right arm, left leg in one swing.
And then I reenacted it.
Yeah, that was awesome. But that was the famed critical hit incident we talk about in the book. But old school, there's regenerates and stuff if you have the money. It was a fun time. So the Dark Brotherhood's the first one. The Mongrels, Tim started with the tongues, and I brought it to the breeding experiments where orcs can breed with anything except elves. And now they have figured out how to breed with an elf, right? And I kind of hinted at that a little bit. When we finished up the first plot line with Tim's dad, and that is the incident with the tobacco bag, Junior. Now I have a new Junior.
Yeah.
I wanted all these new players to experience it. So that's why I brought Junior back as a new Junior and all. And you remember what the leader, the first leader of the name of the mongrels was? It's a name right out of a movie. Right, the movie
The f-
The Legend of Boggy Creek.
uh,
It's
I don't know.
Travis Crabtree, right? Was the leader, right?
Yeah.
You can breed an orc with a half elf, half drow. That's the key. So that's why if you saw Saturday, um, uh, Misha Varon, she was an elf drow. She's like, I've had it. All these freaking mongrels trying to, capture me, and all. That's why she was talking about it. The elf drow is the key, and there's not a lot of many of them on the surface to breeding orcs with elves. So that was what I came up with. But it's lost. There's the paperwork was lost in Greyhawk years ago, but now they're trying to figure it out again. That's group number 2. The Amazons of the Crimson Moon goes back to the 90s, and what happened with that is and Tim was around for that. I was we had a whole bunch of all of our, they were all named ex-girlfriends of mine, of Walt's, of everyone's, right? All bad guys. They would tempt characters to, basically paladins, to become bad. Well, Fritz's father, actually it's not his real father, but Fritz's father, Emerson's father, was a fallen paladin, Emerson Winchester III, became a cavalier. Left his family, went off, and then he has all these daughters, and half half sisters of Fritz all over the place, right? And that's where that comes from, a Greyhawk and other adventures. So they are they are spawn of a fallen paladin, which is, there's nothing. That's what the Amazons tend to want to do.
That's terrible.
Tempt good men into becoming bad men. I think it's hysterical. Drow are extremely rare in our Greyhawk too. There's very few Drow PCs. We had a couple back in the day, right, Tim? We had a couple, but
Yeah.
we also had, as far as a faction goes, I'd say they're a faction unto themselves, the Tarva and Black Wolf. Year 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Reasonably good excuse for forsaking value. Yeah, there you go. So, like I said, I am not a rocket scientist when it comes to, these are very, very, it's not toilet humor, but it's very on the surface, not a very deep reason for having an organization. Okay. Tempt a good guy to become a bad guy, but it works. And let me tell you something. It's dual wielding, of course. All Dark Elves are dual wielders because of Unearthed Arcana and because of frickin' R.A. Salvatore. Unearthed Arcana states Dark Elves have no penalty in either hand. That's it. We used to allow them to specialize in their secondary hand, and that went crazy. We got rid of that. Yeah, that makes it.
Well, I also think too, it has to be something easily wieldable, and
Right.
like certain swords are not wieldable, and two of them in the same hand.
How about 2 scimitars? Drizzt,
No.
that's what Drizzt wields.
Yeah. But no, not really. It would be very difficult because it's too long.
Yeah.
Scimitar, long swords and scimitars are too long. 2 of them, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
A short sword and long sword, perfect.
Yeah.
Dual
halberd?
No. That's
I think you're
ridiculous.
joking, right?
If you're a giant with 4 arms, yeah. It's just that it's too difficult. And honestly, 2 long swords is easy to thwart comparatively to 1.
Yeah, because you probably expose yourself pretty easily.
Well, you get in your own way.
Yeah.
Your swords actually get in the way of each other. Or if they're together, I throw a cloak on both of them, and you're like, ugh. And now,
Yeah.
because they're too long. If you had a short sword, you throw a cloak, you may catch the long one, but that short sword's going to stab you in the face. So it's just.
So we have the monkey grip feat, and you can do a lot with that. But
Yeah.
you'd have to monkey grip in both hands a halberd, and you'd be -2, and it would stack. It'd be almost impossible. Like, I can see long swords with a monkey grip roll, right? Because it's you're taking a penalty on your to hit roll, a serious one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So but yeah. But those are the bad organizations. Some of them. Now, talking about now, Tim was around. We can't use her name, but Tim was around in Leuven and Leuven and Sam during the days of the end of the Highport adventuring, when Sam had his thieves guild and fled, right? Because something happened to him.
Yes.
Yes, and he took off, and from that, one of his thieves was so incensed that he just left them to their own whatever in Highport that he sought revenge. And this actually happened in gameplay. Went, and now he is Darius the Deposed, who I thought was a genius character on my part at the beginning. He was a 7th level cavalier, 1st level thief when they first met him, because he was lost all his money gambling or to whatever in the Wild Coast. He became a thief, and he was terrible at it. Whenever he failed a pickpocket, he would just break the arm of the person and basically thuggery
Perfect.
rob them. Yeah,
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
yeah, and that's what happened. And so he, chaotic neutral character, but he got a sense of purpose after that. And now that's why gnomes and halflings are not allowed in the Thieves Guild in Altamira, and that's why Spunk is there. With you've been had, but as you were taken in mind. Yeah, it's Spunk instead of Spunk. Thank you, Roger Moore.
There you go.
One of the funniest articles of all time. Yeah.
Here you go, Jay.
Two great orgs. What's that? Remember, you can't link something in there. You got to put it in Discord if you need to link something.
I can't send it to you.
You can't send it to me in here. No, it's got to be in Discord. If I open it up, it'll crash the stream.
I don't know how to send it to you in Discord.
You just click on the button and attach it, or email it to me.
Oh, email. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, Tony Winslow Brill sent a nice picture at Gamehole Con with Chuck. I'm going to bring up Discord on this, and I'm going to share this picture with everyone. I'm going to try and get to the Gamehole next year. I'm going to try and do a lot of cons next year. I hope so. I hope I can get to them. More cons. Tim. Oh, by the way, Tim's. We'll do that in shout outs. Tim's got a game at page.
There you go. It is the write up of the tool that I made. It's the S variant of the tongue tool.
What does that do?
Well, you'll see. It has a number of features that are featured on the brochure.
Give me a sec here. I can't center this.
It's featured on the brochure.
Hold on 1 second. I will show it.
All right.
Well, I did not mean to do that.
Oh, don't end now.
There's
no.
Gamehole. All right, there's Tony and Ronan Wong and his cousin, Chuck's cousin. And yeah, so cool to see. All right, let me get up. Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
All right, let me see here. All right, email.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't crash the stream here, everyone.
I hope not. It's just a picture.
Just a picture. Just a picture.
Features of the tongue tool S variant. An extract from the humanoid section of the Sages Guild.
I did not get it.
Oh.
Didn't come through under it. It didn't come in. Nope. Did not get it. Dun, dun, dun. It could be delayed. Let me just make sure. Nothing yet.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Oh.
Haven't gotten it yet.
That's crazy.
Yep. All right. Audience questions. So I think that in your game, decide on your style. Like, I'll say this. Anna has a super serious campaign, right? We know how it's life and death every adventure. That's great, right? That's not, I don't want to be that way. I don't want it to be, I want to have a little humor thrown in, right? And that's why I love the freaking Amazons of the Crimson Moon, the mongrels, because it is funny. I mean, and I'm saying in a sort of disturbing way, when you see a failed experiment when an orc tries to breed with a centaur, right, or something like that, and you see what, see,
well,
yeah.
I actually had remember the last Dark Hand? They had the guys there cast an illusion on some of the humanoid females to breed with one of the barbarians.
Yeah. Great point. Yes. Dale?
The super strong one. They're like, yeah, we want some of that DNA. He's huge and strong.
1980. 78 and 79, where we were all over. Monty Hall Gaming, right? Before I met Tim, I was playing with Alan. I was playing with a couple other guys who don't play anymore. Tim and Walt come, 1980. Battle of Outpost #1. Right there. Right then and there. That's when it started, 1980. So the outposts were formed already when I first met Tim. So we just started the idea of the Order of Ulick. Now, Alan went to a different high school, but I met Walt in high school, and Tim and Walt knew each other around the corner, and so did Marco, and that's where that went on. So 1980, that's where it started. That's the official part of the campaign. When I started logging adventures in 1980, we actually played since 78. Tim and Walt was 80, and that's when it started. That's when I started logging adventures too, #1. There were adventures before that, but I didn't count them. That's when I started logging. Battle of Outpost #1 was the first adventure. Tim and Walt played in it. And now we're on 1142, the next one coming up. Good question. Any other questions? You got to add humor. Why level 6 to join? Because I want a serious commitment of the players. So, right, I want a commitment of some sort, and just like I think it's a good level. You're finding yourself between 1st and 5th, right? I think 6th is a good one. 6th, 7th, and 8th take a long time to level up in my game, and then 9th level you can become a full Knight Lord status. You got to go on a special adventure. So Elazira, Coco's character, just recently did that, right? She's one of the few of the all-star players that actually have a full Knight. I think she's the only one. So out of all the characters, special characters we have, like Rob's Durgram's not. None of them are of the proper level. Only one character so far, and that's Elazira. So think about that, and it's you got to earn it. So, and of all those, a lot of those characters are neutral. Ravalantar's not good. You have to be good aligned. So Ravalantar's not joining. A lot of characters aren't joining up, but there are some that are. So yeah, good question.
Reginald will never be a lord because he well, I guess
no, I said that if you got to your 10th level, which is your 10th level's less hit die you get for mage. So at 10th, because straight mages can, right? Remember, because there are, so at 10th, then you can. Because he stopped at 8th level at Paladin. Yeah.
That's right. That can keep doing the joust every year.
Yes, you can. Every year you can lose. That's it, because it caps out at 8th. You can't 9th level up characters aren't part of the joust, if you ever noticed that.
Yeah.
So, yep. That's a good question, though. Some good questions.
Did you get my email yet?
Let me take a look. We're running out of time here. Tell everyone what is in store for November 1st. There it is. All right, the S tool one, right? That it?
Yes, the S variant.
All right, let me save it. Let me save the image.
Might have to zoom in on some of that.
I will definitely zoom in. S variant.
It's the slicing variant.
Is it the one for the flesh removal? The
flesh removal ones? This is the one that's for it's a tongue tool. It's the S variant tongue tool.
Okay, it's not.
It's the slicing variant, not the hook variant. And the penetrator variant.
Yeah, because you tend to knock some teeth out when you use the one variant, right? Here we go.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Dale. I think it would be boring for them to start from 1st, and also, I love the sweet spot of 5th, 6th, and 7th. Right? I can thrive. So I allow the special characters usually come in at 5th. Now, if they're jumping in a group that already exists, 6th, whatever it is. So here we go. Oh my God. Features of the tongue tool S variant. Oh my God. Did you do this?
Yeah. It was a knife that I modified.
Oh my God. Multi-gut hooks. Finger hole for more control.
That's right.
Large teeth multifunction renders teeth removers. You were nuts.
Yeah. The big ones are for the teeth
Decorative
removal.
cutouts representing the tears of victims.
Yeah. And look at the markings on the red. You see the red ones on the
Yeah, Alex. Yes. In red. Large. Oh, oh my God.
markings of the whip flayers subset. So the whip flayers mark their knives that way because they're part of the subset of the Mongols.
Caked on gore caught in the nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Tribal
I
rune
actually
etchings, pommel notches, counting major trophies.
you see the little the dots making the smiley face?
Yeah. Oh my God.
The crooked smile, tongueless wonder smiley icon.
Ah!
So this is all like, and then notches on the little pommel notches for the to mark off the trophies you've gotten with it. So anyway, uh,
Are you all getting it now? Understand why I am the way I am?
so I actually sent that to Mike. Mike Disney won that from uh the Tale of Rattlebones game we ran for one
Yeah.
of the
Uh-huh.
big events, and it was a vote. Who earned the most glory, and whoever earned the most glory was going to get the
Nez!
custom tongue tool.
82 months from the Nez, leading everyone except the inner circle. Almost 7 years, man.
Well, all right. I was in the army for 21 years, so we can have a macabre sense of humor. So
Right.
I find these things amusing because it's not really real. However, that was a real knife, and I carved it and ground it down and adjusted it, and then sent that to Mike. So Mike has that at his shop.
You know what? If there's ever anyone that would get thrown off of Forge and Fire for creating something hideous, it would be you.
Well, I'm very actually. I don't mind carving this up because this is definitely not the type of knife that I have any interest in.
Right, right. It's just I understand the shock
Because
value of
it's
it.
goofy with all those little spikes off. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
ridiculous
It's not
thing.
a killing tool for the military. It's a comedy thing for the mongrels. I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, but I liked, coming up with all the reasons why I added, these things are put on there.
Yeah.
So it was amusing it was, amusing.
It's not a
And for
Kmart.
me,
Not yeah, not even close. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah.
oh, is Brungal talking about is he talking about the Geneva suggestions?
It's never a war crime for the first time.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? He's talking about the Geneva
Yeah.
suggestions.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh
Or
my.
as the Canadians say, the checklist.
Uh, so ah, here's the
You know,
plan. Yeah, go
the
ahead.
Nazareth, I have actually thought about making some to sell. Uh,
Yeah, but that takes a long
I'm
time.
going to bring one to Page. I want to give one away at Page also.
Really?
Yeah.
Just let me let Ron know that you're going to bring it in first, right?
Well, I'll make sure it's dull.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah.
It'll be dull. Don't worry.
Oh my God. Oh
It'll
shit.
be a hook variant.
Nice. Playing psychotic no movies. Yeah. Well,
Well, at Page, I'm running a reverse dungeon game, so we'll see if you can do it better than the original guys. And I'll be the Hobgoblin DM.
got any signups yet?
I don't think so. People are probably like,
Michael Z hasn't signed up yet?
no, I'm not sure if he's going or not.
Oh, I thought he was going. No?
I do not know.
All right. All right. So, any other questions before we do some quickie shout outs? What's going on? Let me go to tabletop events. Find out here. Let me log in. All right, logging in. We'll take a look. My Thursday game has some signups. I know Rob's in it as well. Let me go to page.
I would have signed up for something except it was already taken up before I could
Yeah,
sign
dude,
up.
I am so yeah. I understand.
It's all right. I'll go ahead and take somebody's spot.
Nice.
Nice.
I already had that happen. Um,
Oh,
in this one, already had that happen. Love
yeah.
is in the air. So yeah, all right, he took him off. I got waitlist there. Let me take a look at. All right, so let me take a look at children in the fallow fields. Ed Lopez, Robert, Devin Courtney, and I think that also. I got to check and see if Eric Boyd said he wanted to join that one. All right, so let me take a look here. Tim, what are you under for
First edition on Saturday.
no, yeah, but what are you under, Tim?
One. Oh,
Sheets?
the Ever Mysterious, Tim.
Let me just put ever missed and see what happens. What time is it?
1 o'clock.
I don't see it.
7.
I'm just gonna let me put in the dates.
Yeah, I usually just if you pick first edition and hit Saturday, it's only 2 pages
Okay.
of stuff, and it's on
Only
the
two
beginning.
pages? Oh my God, that's still a lot.
Then but it's on the second page
Saturday at 1.
near the
Who
top.
needs a hero?
Who needs a
Yeah,
hero?
we got to get you signed. All right, we'll
The
promote
reverse
this.
dungeon.
Yeah, we'll promote
Who
this.
needs a hero?
Hey,
We'll see
cool.
if you can do better
Hey,
than the
hey,
original.
Taryn. If it's not Mysterious, Tim's not interested. Yeah, exactly. Only con I'm going to next year is Genghis Khan. Where is that, Blade? I don't even know where that is. Is that the one in Atlanta, or is that in Colorado, or neither? I don't even,
I believe it's in Mongolia.
no. Or 1976. So November 1st, Saturday in the morning, probably 9 a.m., will be the next city state game with Tim, right?
Yes.
Myself and Patrick are the only two confirmed so far.
Right.
Okay. We may not need anyone else, but we'll see. Talk about, yeah. Courtney can't give me a confirm because of what's going on right now with her. So I'll be talking to her and we'll see. So I'm 16, 21. Yeah, exactly. The rest of the week, I got Walt and Tom available on Thursday. I may be running a Halloween special this Thursday if I get some other uh, players, all-star players to play and supplement the group. We may run a new Return of the Overlord adventure this Thursday. We will continue our discussion on Earth Journals on starting with Earth Journal 17 on Wednesday, and then I probably won't have a game this weekend because I'm going to have an electrician down in my basement running new lighting above the table, and that'll be an all-day thing on Saturday, so there won't be any ability to run a game. We'll see though. We'll see. So, hey, Tim, anything else for you there on shouting out or whatever else is going on? I really appreciate everyone coming on. See how fast those 2 hours come? Just you and me just talking.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
It's fast. It's fast.
We there's and we just scratched the surface of
We just scratched the surface. We didn't go in depth on almost anything.
factions.
Hey, Taryn.
I wanted to draw out a schematic about the different types of factions and how they interact, but I didn't get to it.
Dude, everyone got the idea, really. That
Yeah.
that you can create your own faction, as small. It can even use just a mention of it, like S&M Mining Interest Limited. Very rarely do we go on an adventure for that, like an adventure where something's going. Normally I'm a member of them. I'm a troubleshooter for them, but I'm here to help. I'm joining the Order of Ulick, because it's the group of
I,
dwarves and the lore mills, right?
I actually ran a
Thanks,
Yojimbo game. Uh, Yojimbo
thanks, thanks, man.
is a samurai movie
Okay.
where
Well, I
there's
know.
a samurai who plays off two factions against each other. Um,
Well, it's so you mean like almost like a fistful of dollars?
yeah, or Sword and the Sorcerer, but this
Yeah,
predates. They were all imitating this one.
yeah,
And I ran it for the reverse dungeon guys. So the
yeah.
hobgoblin boss went into and was helping, Neil's
Akira
group
Kurosawa.
versus the Carruthers group. So there was, his father had passed away, the elder. He wanted to stay as the elder, village elder, and the other guys were bringing in mercenaries to help, strong arm people. And so he made a deal with the goblins, and Mash
Right.
Pup came down with a full visored helmet and fought some of the bad guys for him. So that's why he's got the town helps him out. The town doesn't realize they're helping the goblins out, but that's why he gets concessions from Neil because he put him in, helped them.
Still
But
playing
that's a faction, two factions. Neil,
Yeah.
the village elder's son, and the other farm that is out, and then no one's willing to back down. There's personal vendettas that are minor but very emotional nonetheless, and then somebody starts upping the ante on it, and then there you go.
3A factions are always great. I mean, I love my adventuring groups in the Shieldlands against the Knights of the Holy Shielding on one side and the Fultians on the others, and the thirds, the Iusians. I mean, it's a
And
mess.
really, you want to
It's a
get several
mess.
factions. You want to get your characters, your players involved in different factions, put them in the same party, and then make them like have to take sides.
Yeah, have at it. Well, that's easy enough. I just throw Fritz in there, and then everything else is like, oh my God, when are you gonna have more of your half sisters show up, like at Gary Con? So, yep, lots of fun. Great discussion tonight. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's see who wins the giveaway. You're gonna get your choice of 2 tonight. All right, one thick one, which could be the Marklands or Temple of Elemental Evil or Scarlet Brotherhood. The one adventure or the Greyhawk Guide, the World of Greyhawk Gazetteer. We'll do that. But I also have Border Watch. What else I got here? Oh man, it's buried. All of their stuff's buried. Yeah, you get the idea. Oh, let's see who wins. Then we're going to rate into Marquee Gaming because Darling's not on today. Unfortunately, hopefully things go well. Everyone wish her the best for Wednesday. Hopefully everything goes okay. Thank you all for the wonderful support. Tim, thanks for coming on for the full 2 hours. That was fun.
Sure.
It was a blast.
Good times.
Yeah. Here we go. Winner tonight is Baker. There you go, Baker. Yes. Pray for you. Pray for everything goes well. Baker, got Temple of Elemental Evil yet? Baker, how about Temple of Elemental Evil and Deep Dwarven Delve? What a mix that is. Let me know. That's what I'm thinking. In print. Just let me know. And they will go out tomorrow. Alrighty? Get well soon, definitely, darling. Get well soon. All right, so we're going to raid into Marquee Gaming. Say hi to Rachel and Mark for me. Said Mark. Oh, you have Temple? How about Marklands? You got Marklands? How about Marklands and Deep Dwarven Delve? Or Scarlet Brotherhood and Deep Dwarven Delve? You tell me. How about those? Yeah, it's good to see you, Taryn. Taryn, if you want to get back into playing, your characters still exist. Ella and your fighter. I still have them both. So you're more than welcome to start playing again if you want. All right, would love to have you in. So, all right, yeah, but do you want Scarlet Brother or Marklands? Let me know, Baker, if you want that with Deep Dwarven Delve. I got Deep Dwarven Delve for you. You just let me know. Oh, crap, I dropped those books. Alrighty? Just let me know via Discord or your whatever. So, okay. Excellent, Tim. Thanks. Let's raid into Marquee. And, yeah, that's cool. All right. See you all soon. I went to the wrong button here. Dun, 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 dun. Didn't crash the stream either tonight. Yay. By the way, if you didn't know, my issue down in the basement was the Ethernet cable went between my computer and the Orbi, and that was why I was having trouble. Thank you. See you all Wednesday night, by the way.
Yeah.
Wednesday night. All right, let's see if we can get over 70 in here. That'll be awesome. Beautiful. 71, 72. See you all Wednesday night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you soon.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Mystical mishaps.
They play 5th. They played those yesterday morning.